So today is my Kali training journal day 111, and I decided to do something just a little bit different for my practice today. So I'm practicing Kali today, but I wanted to do something just a little bit different and just do a recap on my Kali journey since I started. So at the end of June, I went on what I thought was going to be more like a getaway retreat, relaxing time in the mountains, hiking around, seeing beautiful sights, and enjoying the area of Custer, South Dakota. But what happened was actually more on target and more pinpointed to what I need. I'm a huge believer that when you put something out there, God or the universe or whatever higher power you believe in will send and give that back to you in just the way that you need specifically for your journey and for what you're asking for. Well, at the beginning of 2025, I decided that I wanted to focus on health and wellness this year, and that was going to be really, really important for me moving forward, healing from a lot of trauma that's happened in my life over the last 15 to 20 years. Some of it self-inflicted, others inflicted by other people, and in some cases just the scenarios and the situations that I've been in. So this year, I really wanted to step back into health and wellness, focus on, what I'm eating, physical activity, spending time outside, and strengthening my spirituality, because all of those things in the past have always proven to be something that has been beneficial and helpful for me throughout my life. They've always been my medicine. And so at the beginning of this year, that's what I wanted to focus on. Well, little did I know that was going to include adding a new martial art, in fact, a Filipino martial art, Kali, into my life. And when I went to Custer, South Dakota, thinking that I was going to relax and spend time in nature and, doing some yoga and meditation, when it turned into participating into the intensive training camp that the Kali Center puts on, it completely has changed my life. And in some of the most powerful ways. I've always known that I'm a fighter, and being a fighter isn't just about conflict. Being a fighter means that you go after what you want and what's important to you in your life, and no matter what the cost is. It means that you're willing to fight the battles that maybe you've been afraid to fight, or the battles that just have to be fought and won in order for you to get what you want and what you need out of life. And I don't think any of us is exempt from fighting. I think that every single one of us at one point or another in our lives has to fight a battle, but you need the right tools to be able to fight that battle. And I began learning how to physically fight that battle against a physical opponent at the end of June. Now, I've learned a lot of techniques as a mindset coach to fight and overcome the battles that we experience in life in mindset. Situations, a job, a family conflict, whatever it might be. And even though I haven't always handled those situations correctly, and I still don't, I still have the mindset to overcome the daily challenges and struggles that we experience. I've suffered from anxiety, depression, PTSD, feeling powerless in situations that I should be able to, or that I think I should be able to have power in, and just the daily struggle that one experiences in life. When I left the ITC training, I had a fire that lit within me that I have not felt in a long time, and I decided that I was going to practice Kali every single day, which up through today, I have practiced Kali every single day. And that has changed me not only with my physical skills, but I've learned that I appreciate the conversation and the challenge. I appreciate the conversation from being in conflict and knowing how to work through it. not necessarily in hurting the opponent, but in being able to protect yourself and also protect your partner or your opponent. Now, if I was in a real life situation where I had to physically defend myself from somebody trying to hurt me, I know that I have barely enough skills to be able to do that, but I've got a really, really good start. What Kali has done, it has transformed not only parts of my mind to be able to even stronger be able to overcome the difficulties in life, but also it's transformed the way that I eat. I don't eat as much. I eat healthier things for my body, and I'm way more conscious about what I'm putting into my body, not only in the food that I eat, but mentally and emotionally as well. And as I've gone through this process of practicing Kali every single day for the last 116 days, if I include ITC, I have really begun to change and purge. I'm mentally and emotionally purging trauma and hurt, and the confidence that I'm gaining from practicing Kali on a daily basis is stuff that I never would have expected to get out of the experience of practicing a martial art, because I have never experienced it in a martial art before. The closest I've ever come is working out every day. When I was 27, I got a physical fitness certification, and I didn't really use it, but I loved working out, and I've loved working out so much because of what it does for me mentally and emotionally, and I get the benefit of physically working out. Other than that, I've never had something quite like Kali impact me overall in health and wellness, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, my diet, the way that Kali has. And as I continue on this journey of practicing Kali every day, I'm looking forward to how it will continue to change and transform my life. I don't even have a clue what's coming for me yet. I just know that life is difficult, and that as we face difficulties in our life, we need the right skills to be able to overcome those difficulties. What I'm learning in Kali translates to every single aspect of my life, and that has also been quite surprising for me, because I didn't expect a martial art to have this kind of impact on me. What I do expect for myself is that if I can continue with determination to keep practicing Kali and keep doing, the daily effort of working at it, it is going to continue to change my life. It is going to make me into a better person and help me to be able to face challenges and difficulties in life even better. Now, here's the one side effect of that. The stronger I become, the more difficult my adversary, or the more difficult the opposition must become for me. This is something I'm not sure that I'm ready to face yet, but it is the reality of the situation. The stronger I become, the more difficult my opposition must be. If you're going through something difficult in your life, know that it's because you are strong enough to be able to handle and work through those difficulties. Know that you have the power within you to overcome whatever you need to. No matter how you feel about it right now, it can be really difficult. It can be really overwhelming. It can feel like it's going to break you. And if you allow it to break you, it will break you. But what I can promise you is that if you are unwilling to give up, if you are unwilling to concede to the difficulty, you will be able to work through it, and you will come through on the other side even stronger than you are today. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for supporting me throughout my Kali journey. If you have an interest in learning Kali, if you want to know what it's all about, then I highly recommend that you go to thekalicenter.com and take a look at what Paul Ingram offers. There are home study courses, there are live events that come up, There's a lot of different options, whether you are a beginner or you have a lot of martial arts skills and you're just learning to, or you just want to add to the tools that you already have. I highly recommend that you go check out thekaliCenter.com. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not paid to help him. You know, I just really love what Paul has to offer and his drive and purpose for sharing Kali with others. Again, I'm so grateful for your support. I appreciate you watching my videos and hitting that like button. If you have any questions, please drop those in the comments below. I would love to address any of those. If I don't have the answer, I will get it for you. Thank you again, and I will see you tomorrow on day 112.